What it do, YouTube? Welcome back to Oxcore Reviews. I'm your man, D Rebuttal. And today we got Is Drake the hip hop Elvis, the rap culture vulture? Is that who Drake is? Let's take a minute and think. We have him on Degrassi. We have him having a Jewish mom with people claiming that he may have grew up in a middle class environment that was away from black people. Um, he grew up in the six, Is Drake the rap culture vulture? Did somebody teach him how to rap? Did he have to take lessons? Hmm. Now, my simple answer, well, I'm not gonna answer. I'm not gonna answer first. Let's talk about it a little more. Drake has reference tracks. We see Drake on video talking with some white girls saying like that slang is stupid, that is ignorant. Hmm. It seems like he was around predominantly just white people in this city neighborhood, maybe even school. But for some odd reason, Drake wanted to be a rapper, not a R&B singer, not a pop singer, but he wanted to rap. He wanted to be a rapper. He has even collected um many rap artifacts. I remember watching some video where he shows you the basement and where he recorded it and all the hip hop artifacts, collection, magazines, notepads that he had. But is he the hip hop Elvis? Is he using black people's culture for gain? Is he in cosplay? Is it I'm acting this way, but then when I get out of the space of people, I'm really with something else. Hmm. You know, we've seen Spanish Drake, Jamaican Drake, 90s R&B Drake, just different versions of Drake. We've seen down south Drake. We've seen ATL Drake. We've seen East Coast Drake. Uh West Coast Drake. Yeah, yeah. Um a lot of people may right off the gate just say he's a culture vulture. But for me, for what I've seen, that a lot of people get confused with culture vulture and cultured. I believe Drake is cultured. Drake appreciates different cultures. Like, who's going to take the time to rap Spanish? Who's going to take the time to properly try to make different versions of rap songs and learn different cadences and just do all these things to make him more marketable internationally? He didn't have to do that. Um, he gets into rap battles. He doesn't have to do that. He could have kept it pop. He could have did like Eminem and only diss people like Taylor Swift, or like Eminem only diss Britney Spears and NSYNC. Kind of seemed to shy away from getting into it with real rappers, even though there are said verses and features where Eminem may have killed your favorite rapper or bodied your favorite rapper on a track. Drake has held it down for rap, for hip hop. Is he conventional, traditional hip hop? No, he's not. He's not. But he is more of the truth of hip hop. We have many rappers that have been exposed for being fake gangsters, to not have even lived that lifestyle, to only have seen and heard about it and rapped about it. An example, i.e., Ice Cube, Tupac, um, who else? Who else? I'm trying to think of other people. Rick Ross, Plies. I remember when Plies got exposed for not being who he said he was. And we don't look at them as culture vultures. Why? Because they're still from America. Because they don't have a white mom. Because what is that? What's the difference between you calling Drake a culture vulture and Plies, Rick Ross, and many others rapping about things they never did that they only heard about? Basically fans of gangsters and making gangster music. How you feel like what's the difference? Why are they not called culture vultures? Why is Drake so unaccepted? Because of what he cannot help where he grew up at. His father is very black. Yeah. Blacker than me. Blacker than some of you. And it's not a black contest. It's not a how black am I contest. Like Drake has went through a lot of psychological things from not being black enough, being too black to not being black enough. But his love for music overcame that and he still kept pushing. Now he may come off as corny, he may come off as talking too proper for a rapper. Maybe that is what, throws y'all off, but T.I. talks very proper. Um a lot of rappers embraced him. Why would they embrace Elvis? If he was Elvis, why did they embrace him? Was the check just too good? That would mean that everybody is a sellout, and maybe that is true. Maybe that's how you feel, but I do not believe Drake is the hip hop Elvis. There are even some people that say Elvis loved black music, that he grew up listening to it and he just wanted to emulate it. Does that make you a culture vulture just because? I mean, even for Drake, when he Vibes Cartel, he has love for Drake. He says, how can we call him a culture vulture of that music, of reggae music, when the man, one of the main characters in that type of music, Pop Can, Vibes Cartel, appreciates Drake and said that they don't look at him like that. Like the people over there where they from do not look at Drake as a culture vulture. They're happy he's doing it because he's showing that them love, helping them get more money. But for some reason in rap, we hate each other. We have to knock each other down. You're not gangster enough. You're not black enough. You're this, you're that. But you never see this in country music. You never see this really in R&B. Like Drake could have avoided all of this and just been an R&B artist, a pop artist. But no, he chose rap because that's where his heart was. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know where this weird thing comes in now that Drake is like messing up the rap game. He's heard Ebro call him a sickness. He was taking it to a place where it didn't need to go. That's how Kendrick comes at him, but doesn't have smoke for Future. Does a song with Future, who is around the same age as him, and Drake still making the music he makes. But nobody calls Future out. Nobody calls Rick Ross out. Nobody calls shit. I don't know. Like all these rappers, none of them grow for real. None of them grow for real. J. Cole and Kendrick may have had like more of the mature rap lyrics, but music is for entertainment. It's for good vibes. It's for whatever. It's for your life. Whatever type of life you live in. That's what music is for. So Drake creates the type of music he's still living. Maybe he is stuck. Maybe he does need to mature. But why is Drake being judged so hard and not Future, not many of these rappers? The only one we seen kind of mature was Jay-Z. But behind closed door, we are hearing that Jay-Z is one of the biggest haters. Blocks a lot of people, gatekeeping. Like, I don't know, man. To me, this is weird. But I gotta ask y'all the question: do y'all look at Drake like he's just the hip hop Elvis, one of the biggest culture vultures because he's from Canada? Or is it not because he's from Canada? What is it about Drake that makes him a culture vulture? Because he tries to be more marketable. He had a business plan. Like, what? I'm trying to understand. Yeah, he may have got a little too carried away. He came to the South and Atlanta, and he kind of just blended in. Like, I get it. But a lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. You ever met somebody that wasn't from New Orleans, moved to New Orleans, and they start talking like them? Like, you just kind of you be entrenched in it. Like, that's the type of person Drake is. Like, once you learn the art like acting, you kind of learn like you have to be entrenched in it. And even when you rap, it's one thing to just read words off of paper. Like, you have to really feel what you're rapping. Being an artist, you have to be inspired. People do many different things to invoke inspiration. So he gets his inspiration for his lifestyle, partying, being plugged in with certain things. He's been around a bunch of gangsters. So it's kind of like, no, he didn't come from that per se, but he grew there. He grew like, okay, his childhood was different, but he came into rap early and he grew in rap. Like, you don't stop growing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still get get things from your environment even when you grow. And maybe Drake was heading down the wrong path. Maybe there it's a bigger plan at hand with Kendrick tapping him on his shoulder and knocking his head off. Maybe Drake was getting too far from who he really was. But just because he got so far from who he really was doesn't make him a culture vulture. It just makes him another lost soul in rap, but not a culture vulture. Many of you that's judging Drake could easily be in the same position, maybe not being called a culture vulture, but being impacted by what we see or what we call the music industry. A lot of things go on. It's kind of hard to keep your soul in the music industry, i.e., why Kendrick takes so many years off at a time. He has to disappear because I think it would have swallowed him up too. Drake wanted it though. Drake wanted number one, and he put in the work for it. He put in the work for it. He let y'all into his life. Um, Made his life public for the people, like any big star. You know. Um, it's a shame what's going on, and nobody's looking at the bigger picture of how the music industry destroys their own. They take a child and sacrifice it. They sacrifice their own. Like they can they have the power to change perception. And perception beats talent because they have connections. They have a network. They control the network. They control the streams, the currency. They control the deals. They can control who can hear you. Cause it don't matter how good you are, if no one ever hears your song, then nothing happens. Nothing happens. We have influencers, big influencers. So many people are impressionable. And if they hear somebody that they really like say that they like a song or playing a song or doing this, it it boosts the song. Same way the other way of somebody saying, "Oh, this person the culture virtue. Oh, they don't even sound the same. They're lacking soul. They're this. They're that." It messes with your ear because you perceiving it different. You are what you think. Therefore, if somebody make change the way you think of somebody, their music may hit different for you too. So they control that. The music industry, the big people in the music industry, they control that. So they can make the talentless seem talented and the talented seem talentless. Yes, yes. So that's my take. I don't think Drake is the hip hop Elvis. I don't think he's a culture vulture. I think he's just a young man that came into the industry bright eyed, bushy tail, and it changed him. Was it for the better or the worse? I don't know. Some people may say worse. Some people may say most people gonna say worse. I don't think people gonna say it was good to him. I think yeah, I think it scarred him. But scars damn the scars everybody. Look what happened to Michael Jackson. Could you imagine Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5 to when he died? Like just the changes and the stress and the toll it took on his soul. Now they doing the same thing to Drake. It's crazy, man. It's rough, but yeah, I don't think he's a culture vulture. I don't think y'all should think he a culture vulture. More of someone that got lost in the industry that may have lost himself and now he's finding his way back. Maybe, maybe he lost himself. Maybe it was all a plan. I don't know. I ain't gonna get too deep. I ain't gonna give him more credit than he need. But as far as being a rap culture vulture, no, I 100% disagree. But it's up to y'all. It really depends on what y'all think. Many people right now, it's in a weird space. It's like if you say anything positive about Drake, you automatically get swarmed by people that claim to love Kendrick. And what's crazy, they don't even really say why they like Kendrick. They just tell you why they don't like Drake. It's weird. It's just so weird. But yeah, that's what we got. More videos on the way. I plan to react to No Life Shacks. What recently happened to him with him being trolled by Kendrick fans and Drake haters. What else? More Joe Button. More on Joe Button and the Melissa Ford mention. And Give Me a Hug. Some 607 Unk pieces coming up. And Charleston White just dropped the interview where he low key, I feel like he low key did 607 Unk. Low key. I don't know yet though, but we're gonna get into that too. And just a lot more to come, man. So follow, like, subscribe, comment, man. Getting them comments. You don't have to. You can disagree with me without trying to, um, like demean what I'm saying. Like you can just disagree. You don't have to make it so. Oh, Drake is this Drake. Like just, I'm just looking at it from a objective point of view, man. A lot of y'all just been skewed by this rap battle. Y'all think what Kendrick said was real. I don't think Drake is a what they calling them, a PDF file. I don't think that. I don't think that. But anyway, man, thank y'all for watching. I'll be back soon. See y'all on the next video.